Ooh.
Do you like spirits?
Ooh. Oh!
Not that kind of spirits. This kind. In the Tom Standage book, The History of the World in Six Classes, Tom Standage explains why spirits were such an important drink in the slave trade and in the formation of America. He starts off by explaining how rum, a type of spirits, was used as a currency to buy and sell slaves in America due to the scarcity and popularity. In addition, he explains how spirits helped form America when rum was being imported from New England, and British suppliers thought that there was a lot of potential to make money. So they started taxing Americans, and when Americans ignored that tax, British suppliers started taxing them even more, thus leading to the American Revolution in 1775.
Tom Standage is the author of History of the World in Six Classes. He was born and lives in England. He graduated from Oxford University and worked for The Guardian as a science and technology writer. For BBC Radio, he's a regular commentator, and for The Intelligent Life, he wrote the video game column. He published a book called The Victorian Internet that focuses on the historical development and social aftermath of the telegraph. He may be unqualified to write a history book because he writes about science, technology, and video games, and focused one of his books specifically on the development of the telegraph.
Author Tom Standage has a particular continuity with his writing when he addresses famous scientists or inventors like Johannes Gutenberg. He reveals that Johannes Gutenberg popularized the idea of the printing press, contrary to the popular belief that he invented it. In fact, the original idea came centuries before Johannes Gutenberg popularized the idea. The first used concept of the printing press came from China. This is revealed to the audience when he writes the quote, "The process was helped by a new invention, the printing press, developed by Johannes Gutenberg." He follows up this quote with quote, "It was new to the Europeans at least, though the same idea had occurred to the Chinese centuries earlier."
The History of the World in Six Classes was an intriguing book that played an interesting twist on telling history by explaining it through drinks. Brandon Bosworth describes in his book review, "The indescribable fans of liquor refreshments will no doubt be interested in Tom Standage's book, A History of the World in Six Classes." Standage, technology editor at The Economist, examines how six beverages, beer, wine, spirits, coffee, tea, and Coca-Cola, serve as fluid testaments to the forces that shape the modern world. Standage excels in the earliest chapters, detailing the links between agriculture, beer, and the beginning of civilization. Los Angeles Times also applauds the book by praising, "There aren't many books this entertaining that also provide a cogent crash course on ancient, classical, and modern history." Throughout, the author underpins provocative cultural commentary with solid economic and political information. I agree with these reviews because for me personally, the book was very fascinating. We really don't know where or how some of the most popular drinks in our world emerged from, and Tom Standage wrote his book in such an interesting way to explain the origins and the history behind the drinks.
In the book, A History of the World 6 Classes, it receives lots of praise mentioned by Jalen. However, it does receive some criticism as well. In a book review by Brandon Bosworth, he mentions that the book pays no attention to other kinds of spirits like vodka and Tennessee whiskey. Brandon also states that this doesn't happen just in the spirits chapter where he forgets to mention stuff. He also does in the Coca-Cola chapter when he doesn't even mention the early competitors of Coca-Cola, and the fact how Coca-Cola first originally had cocaine in it descended from the French wine cola. Lastly, Brandon states that the book is more focused around wine, the wine chapter, than any other drink, which is kind of irritating because he's writing a book about 6 classes and his main focus is around one. In my opinion, reading this book, I did enjoy learning about history around one subject. However, personally, I had to put the book down sometimes because how dull the book would get while reading, and I had to put it down because I couldn't survive a full hour reading this book.
This has been our History of the World 6 Classes on spirits. My name's Elias.
My name's Jad.
My name's Jalen. I'm Adrielle.
And I'm Axel.
Thanks for watching. You guys
Cool
enjoyed
Shirt
it?
Productions!